What is good, chat? Welcome to the show. Listen, chat, I am very excited. For today's show because today's show pretty much goes inside what I've been telling you guys all about this year, 2023, since the get-go. I told you guys all the bullshit that we've been taking, all the crap that these guys have been levying our way, the reaction channels, right? Where they'll call you a hater for calling them out on their criticisms. They'll call you a clout chaser for calling them out on their criticisms, all right? All of those things were going to end in 2023. And for those of y'all in the chat that can hear me so far, go ahead and put in the one in the chat right now. Because I've been saying this from the jump. I told y'all this red pill shit, it's not gonna last long. From the get-go, when we criticized these guys, we knew the crap that they were spilling out there was stupid. All right, it was dumb. And back when we had we didn't have Andrew Tate to contend with, but we had guys like Fresh and Fit and the guy that that grifts off their show, Rollo, right? And some of the crap that he says. Listen, I've been telling you guys, they've been criticizing us. They've been calling us haters. They've been saying that we've been trying to clout chase off of these bozos for a long time, that we just couldn't understand the concept of the red pill and what the message was trying to prove, right? So for a while, you guys, and shout out to my day ones. Seriously, shout out to my day ones because y'all stuck with me throughout the thick and thin, throughout the wars, throughout the nonstop, the attempted doxing, all the different things that we went through, the ridiculing, when we had the racist trolls coming in here doing their things, when we were criticizing guys in Rollo's inner circle like MLD and all that crap. Those of y'all that remember that, shout out to you because we took a lot of beating when we were out here exposing these guys. And what did I tell you? I told you one day, and that might be soon, 2023, that it is gonna be the year of vindication. My day one's in the chat. Put a 1 in this chat right now if you guys heard me say that since last year, saying that 2023 is the year of vindication. Right? The year where every single criticism we've been levying against the red pill, every single thing that we've been telling a lot of these young men who have been falling victims to these bozos and their ideologies for so long, I told you that 2023 will be that year where we are going to get vindicated for the crap that we've been through. They put us through. Some of the audience members who were following guys like Fresh and Fit, following guys like Rollo, all y'all put us through this bullshit. In 2023, it has all come to pass because every single thing we've been calling out about these guys from the jump, it's coming out to be true. Matter of fact, it's so bad that a lot of their boys now are changing their tunes. They're starting to see the hypocrisies of the red pill, right? Because one of the biggest criticism I've always had about the red pill is these guys are literally the opposite, okay, of feminism. That's just what they are, right? They want to deny it. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to do any of that stuff. But that's essentially what it is. You guys are the opposite of feminism, meaning you're not actually here to help men out. You're not actually here to get guys to become high value, right? The whole high value concept that has plagued the entire space. No, they're not here for that. They're here to make money off of male suffering and pain. And worst part about it is the hardest thing you can do is convince these males that they've been fooled their entire lives by guys like Fresh and Fit, by guys like Rollo. But 2023, a lot of stuff have been coming to pass this year so far. I have not wronged y'all once. I've been right so far. Everything that has been happening has been just falling right into play just as we called it. All right, and recently, one big thing just happened, and it actually came from a content creator that I would have never in a million years expect this to come from, but I'm actually glad that it came from this person, and this is Sneako. It seems like Sneako has gone through his own red pill awakening, and it's real, right? For those of you guys who don't know, y'all know Sneako has been on this whole Andrew Tate grift, so much so that he got his YouTube taken down because he found the red pill awakening and then started attacking other YouTubers because they weren't top G enough, right? And then it got to the point where YouTube said, hey, you can't be top G on our platform. Bye-bye. All right, so it seems after that boot from YouTube, Buddy went on Rumble, he goes on Kick, he's doing all these different stuff on there, you know, trying to make raves, still pushing the Andrew Tate narrative or version of the red pill until something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened, all right? Some people are saying, well, he traveled the world and he got to see things for what they really are, and when he came back, his perspective was refreshed. I kind of don't buy it still. Maybe not. It is what it is, all right? Because Sneako, he's one of those guys that you look at his older content, he was a lot more based than when he transformed into Mini Tate, okay? But Sneako has had a real awakening, and it seems that he has come around to basically what we've been saying about these talking points a lot of these red pill guys are putting out there, right? This whole high value concept and the way men and women are supposed to be interacting with each other, right? Where it's not about feelings, it's not about love, it's not about relationships, it's not about kids, it's not about anything that's remotely wholesome. It's all about getting money and fucking bitches. That's it. That's it. That's the whole entire basis of their platform, because a lot of these guys have been so sex starved, and they still are sex starved, that they have built a cult around basically trying to hunt down women to have sex with by any means necessary, right? So Sneako, after his new red pill awakening, got on Fresh and Fit. And the first time he got on Fresh and Fit after that was when he actually gave a criticism. And the criticism was regarding Rollo. And for those of you guys who don't know, Rollo is the godfather of the red pill space. He called himself that. No one else named him that but him. He started calling himself that, and now he's trying to backpedal. Like, I didn't call myself the godfather. They called me that. Nah, you gave yourself that nickname. But Rollo had these books that he writes about tenets of women and gives a bunch of advice to, and now he's claiming he doesn't give advice to people, but still, all right? And when I read Rollo's books, and when I listened to the crap that Rollo says, chat, what was the first thing I told y'all? I told you this thing is stupid. That was the first thing I said. I was like, this guy sounds like a pseudo-intellectual, meaning someone who's pretending to be smart, because you could tell he uses a lot of big words. And when you watch, because, hey, listen, I know a lot of things. I actually know a lot of things, but I don't come out here bragging about the shit I know. Sometimes it's easier just to play stupid. I love playing stupid because then people reveal just how stupid they are when they feel that they're smarter than you. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you gotta be sometimes. A lesson for the wise, so you all out there, okay? You're just saying. So when you listen to the words that Rollo uses, you could really, right off the bat, right? If you're an educated person, you could tell that this guy's just throwing shit out there to sound smart, but he really isn't smart. And then you start to get the idea that this guy might actually not know exactly what he's talking about. He's just saying things that sounds good, all right? That bolsters whatever worldview he's created for himself in this particular space. Chat, that was the first thing I said. I told y'all that, and the amount of ridicule that came my way was ridiculous. They were saying, dude, oh, you definitely hating. Rollo's one of the OGs in the space. Rollo's smart. He's saving lives. He's doing X, Y, and Z. I'm like, y'all are crazy. And that's the one thing a lot of people have always ridiculed me for, because when I'm the first to criticize somebody that they don't like, that a lot of people fuck with, all of a sudden they're unsubscribing for you. Right? And you know, it's a funny thing ever, right? Because when I was criticizing Rollo, a bunch of people were unsubscribing. They're like, Duke, I can't believe you. Like, Rollo's actually smart. Like, you're at Duke, you're a retard. I was getting screenshots of messages, right? But the thing is, when I know I'm right, I'm right. And I'm always confident when I know I'm right. So I will take the pain. I will take the insults. I will take the shaming and the need for y'all bozos to feel right when you ridicule me. Because I know at the end of the day, I'm going to get vindicated. It may not be now. It may not be tomorrow. But at some point in time, vindication is coming, because as long as you know the truth, all right, you understand what it is. A lot of these people who are unsubscribing because you're criticizing their content creator, all they're proving is that they're emotional themselves, because they fucked with a content creator for so long that they can't imagine someone else coming in and actually criticizing them, right? And then once those same people leave and they go out there and they start to actually listen to what their favorite content creator is saying, because all I do is plant the seed. That's it. And that's all I want to do here. I don't care if you subscribe to me or unsubscribe to me. I don't do this shit for the numbers, baby. I just do this because I know what I'm saying when I talk about these people, all right? So when these guys unsubscribe, I've already planted the seed. So they go in, and when they're re-listening to their favorite content creators, all of a sudden, certain things aren't adding up. Then they're comparing it to what that Duke guy was saying when they were calling him a hater and whatnot. But then all of a sudden, it seems like his words are actually making sense because Rollo's presenting himself to be an idiot. Then all of a sudden, here they coming back. Oh, Duke, you were right. Honestly, I should have honestly listened, and I didn't, and I can't believe it. But thank you so much, because I would have paid another $50 to join his program. I would have paid another $100 to get some consultation or whatever the hell he's charging out there. But now that you put that in that perspective, and we're starting to see what he's actually saying, you're right. And some of these guys, they're too proud. So they'll come in under alt accounts and then they'll subscribe. They'll go back and they'll subscribe because they know they were wrong. All right. So this video is for the masses of people right there who back in 2022 and 2021, when we're criticizing the crap out of Rollo and how much of not only a thief he is, but how much of a scam and how much of a fraud this guy really is, right? The vast majority of people, they still haven't learned their lesson up until this point, because Sneako, along with his new Red Pill Awakening, was able to do something pretty important, right? When he came back, he started to revisit some of Rollo Tomasi's talking points. And mind you, he's Fresh and Fit's boy, okay? So Fresh and Fit, they're like that. He gets to go on the platform, and he was one of those guys spewing that bullshit, right? But what essentially happened is, after Sneako got that awakening, he starts to go back to listen to Rollo and some of these other talking points that may not have come from Rollo, and he started to say, well, wait a minute. Well, none of that makes any sense. Like, why would you, right? Like, and this was regarding the concept of high value man and you know what it takes to be a high value man. And Rollo, if you check his Twitter, he gives you multiple advice on how to be a high value man, right? And he says, oh, you got to do this, X, Y, and Z. One of his recent advice columns that he decided to put out there was actually kind of scathing, and we're actually going to go over it in this video too. One of it, which got a lot of people's attention and really started to pay attention to this idiot, was the fact that he was saying that a bunch of 20-year-old guys, in order to get on the path to being high value in the fastest way possible, they have to get vasectomies. That means eliminate all distractions from your life, only focus on money, focus on women, but you don't want to get them pregnant now, right? And one of the criticisms we had is, wait a minute, a lot of you guys are advocating that you want good girls, but in the same breath, you're pushing for dudes to be hoes. Well, you're wondering why there are not a lot of good girls out there, right? And all these guys have to deal with are women who had their heart broken, right? Well, why are we dealing with that? Because you guys are simultaneously pushing the same message for these guys to go out there and shoot their load and pump and dump these women. Myron says, well, in order for you to understand women, you need to have sex with at least 50 of them. Huh? What in the hell kind of shit is that? In order for you to understand women, you have to have sex with at least 50 of them. Make it make sense, right? So the one that really caught fire out of one of Rollo's dumb posts is the fact that he was advocating for a lot of young men to get vasectomies. Now, for those of you guys who are living in a base reality, you understand what the true meaning of vasectomies means, right? It's a serious thing. Matter of fact, if you go to try to get a vasectomy, you have to sit down and have a consultation, because a vasectomy is meant to be a permanent result so you don't end up having kids anymore in the future. That means if you're gonna if you reach the point of decision making that you want to have a vasectomy, that means that you are absolutely done having kids and you don't want that to be in your future anymore. And people who usually go for that are people who had too many kids, or people who can't really take care of the kids that they have, but they can't help it. The lack of self-control. So, Rollo and guys in this space, and we've been seeing this coming, they've been preaching vasectomies as a tool, almost like another form of birth control. And they've been trivializing this serious operation to make it seem like, you can get a reversal at any time, okay? You can get a reversal whenever you're ready to have kids. They'll put your tubes back together, and then you can go have kids. But the reality is different, because the longer you go without having, while having that vasectomy, right? Without having that reversal, the harder it is for you to have kids. And these guys are pushing that idea on 20-year-olds. And when this came out, I said, this is eugenics. Rollo Tomassi is the male Margaret Sanger. He's just like they're putting Planned Parenthood in black neighborhoods and they're getting women to sign up for abortions all over the place, right? This is the red pill version of this now, right? The red pill is now coming from men, right? Black men, white men, doesn't matter. All men, they're trying to sterilize you. That's how I read it as. And thankfully, a lot of people in the real world also read it the exact same way. They said, bruh, Rollo, this is stupid. This is stupid. Like, whoa. Do you realize that, first of all, most kids in their 20s, some of them are just now getting to the point where they're having sex. That's what it is. They're not, a lot of these guys aren't fucking like rabbits or doing whatever it is. They're just getting to the point where either they're having sex for the first time, or a lot of them don't have as many sexual partners to even warrant a vasectomy. So for you to be pushing that on a bunch of 20-year-olds or guys in their 20s, it's the wrong kind of thing, because when these guys get older with those vasectomies, the longer they have that, it becomes difficult for them to have children, bear children. They effectively become less of a man because they can't fulfill what they're biologically wired to do, thanks to the decisions they made in the past. Listen to some weirdo on YouTube trying to live out his glory days. So now Sneako was able to go on Fresh and Fit initially and call all of that crap out. He was calling all of it out. He's like, wait a minute, yo, gang, we got to talk about this. This don't make sense, and you guys are preaching this, but then in the same breath, you guys are preaching that. It seems like we are we the baddies? Are we actually the baddies? Because I feel as though we're preaching a double standard here that isn't healthy for men. Thank you, Sneako. Welcome to the club of what we've been saying this whole time. We've been consistent this whole time. Welcome to the club. But it wasn't just that, right? I think it'd be a different story if it was just the Sneako thing. But then you have Sneako and Destiny. And this is the stream we're about to react to today, all right? All of it. All of it. You had Sneako and Destiny hop on the same platform because Rollo's tweet caught fire. It caught fire, and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and people are frying Rollo right now. Matter of fact, it's to the point where people are starting to realize Rollo's an actual idiot. He's stupid, right? Some of y'all hit me on the gram right now. Some of y'all who were the same ones. And I'm not going to expose it. Don't worry about it. I respect my audience. Don't worry about that, right? First of all, I appreciate y'all being man enough to come back and say, Duke, I was wrong. I can't believe I was clowning you this whole time and you were right. Like, I feel stupid. You're not stupid. You were just fooled. All right? And that's the way I see a lot of you guys. I actually, listen, I don't think you guys are dumb. I just think that you guys have been brainwashed. A lot of you guys have been brainwashed. So at least you had the courage to realize you were brainwashed and then go back to the person who actually exposed that for you, and you're able to be a man and make amends. So I fucks with you all. And y'all know who you are. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, all right? And so now people are starting to realize that, hey, this guy might actually be as stupid as ever, because first of all, he can't even define what a high-value man is, but spent majority of his career preaching the high-value concept, all right? And now, where he got to a point where he couldn't even defend his own ideas and tweets against Sneako and Destiny, people are waking up now. This right here, the takedown of Rollo Tomasi, this is the watershed moment for Rollo. It's over. It's over. People will never look at him the same way again. And I'm glad, because now people are going to start looking at Rollo the same way we've been criticizing Rollo this entire time. A pseudo-intellectual fraud. And when he actually goes up and debates people who know what they're talking about, he can't hack it. That's why guys like that, they stay hermits. They stay in their own platforms. They don't debate anybody unless you're a friendly platform that isn't going to challenge them. Because you see what happens when you challenge them, they get pissed. They get scary. And the people who had the opportunity to challenge Rollo was Destiny and Sneako. And by the way, I love the combination with Destiny and Sneako. That's a deadly combo. Chat. Put a one if you agree with me. Sneako and Destiny, when they're debating, they are a dangerous combination, bruh. And we are about to see that dangerous combo unfold, because this combination of Sneako and Destiny going in at Rollo, and not just at the personal attacks. They didn't do any personal attacks. They just went in on his concepts. It was a deadly combo, because it exposed a lot about Rollo. And at the end of the day, he's the exact same emotional bitch like all these other modern females he likes to rail against. And y'all are gonna see that. He resorts to shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. This shit was awesome. And honestly, I hope this new change for Sneako is a little bit more permanent, because he's at least starting to see the world the way we have been seeing the world for the whole time. Everyone else who's still brainwashed in the manosphere that still believes that we're wrong, you guys still have yet to wake up. You still have yet to wake up, and it's going to take a little bit more. But this watershed moment that we're about to play broke it all wide open, and I hope to see more of a Sneako Destiny combination running rough shots through the entire manosphere. Because if they can take down Rollo the way they took down Rollo, it's over. And they did this on Fresh and Fit's platform. And first of all, let's talk about this. Fresh, what are you doing? Fresh, Prince CEO, what are you doing? First of all, I realize that Fresh does. I think Fresh, not only is he legitimately stupid, but I don't think he's pretending. Because you know how people come online, they put on a slight front and they do certain things, right? I think Fresh is really stupid, because Fresh and Myron, they really tried to go hard to protect the man's Rollo. They really tried to, but all they end up doing was making them look ridiculous. So I'm done. Enough with the monologue. Let's go ahead and react to this video, because listen, 2023 isn't even over. We're not even halfway through the year yet, and look how many people have already been exposed. Look how many concepts has already been exposed. We keep at this rate, the red pill is not going to last 5 years. You're hearing it from me first. Yeah, my predictions have never been wrong since we started this thing. 5 years from now, the red pill's done. You see Pearly trying to grift off of Fresh and Fit, And now Fresh and Fit, they're being exposed to as well indirectly by dealing with Rollo. First things first, they're going to drop Rollo. That's what's going to happen because Myron doesn't play. He's going to drop Rollo. After this nonsense, he's dropping Rollo. It's done. All right? It's not going to be public. It's going to be one of those, let me slightly backpedal here and, not say anything there and all that bullshit. But he's going to drop Rollo. And then all the other people like Pearl, who's been trying to suck off Fresh and Fit, trying to suck off Rollo because she hasn't criticized Rollo, even though Rollo called her a grifter. She got no smoke for Rollo, but she got smoke for every other black content creator. She got no smoke for Brittany Venti, but she got smoke for everybody else who's black. You just hitched your wagon to known exposed grifters. We about to get it, guys. Hit the like button on your way in and let me know if you guys can hear the audio, and you can do that by putting a 1 in the chat. Let's get it.
5 seconds, okay? This is no joke here.
But then I don't even know what the red pill idea of a high value man is. Is it just being rich? Like, what's the point of having all this money and not having a family?
What is a high value man? It's the first part of the tweet. What does that mean?
You tell me what a high value man is. Because here's the thing: is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I'm going to say is a high value man. You guys are fucking
because it's your tweet.
Douche nozzles like yourself to have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro? Douche nozzles?
Yes. You guys are idiots. Why do you guys come in here from Twitch straight? Like, how?
You don't think Ben Shapiro is a high value man?
Let's take for. Do I think he is? I don't think he's a high value man. But,
Wait, what is his definition? He owns his own business. It's like one of the most successful alt media platforms in the world. He's married his fucking young sweetheart.
Right. You know who else is not a high value guy? Elon Musk. Let's see. Who else? Jeff Bezos. Yeah, go back to Twitch. There's some advice for you. That's some real advice.
Your boy's here.
Rollo Tomasi, shout out to Rollo Tomasi in the fucking house.
Bro, why are you in the chat, bro? Like, he's always in the chat. What else?
Hey, chill. He's probably doing his hair right now.
Bro,
okay?
he's our homie, man. Destiny just
It's not just your stream. Like, I see him in every show I go on. Just dude's like, are you always online?
He'll be here next week.
Are you serious, bro? Valuetainment. Yeah, Pearl show, everything.
Would you debate Rollo?
Of course I would.
He would body you.
Okay.
He would body you.
Listen to Fresh right off the bat. Are you Rollo will body you? No. See, that's the problem with echo chambers. Y'all are so good at controlling the amount of people that comes in and deal with y'all that you think that you built Rollo up into this myth to be the smartest person in the red pill space, and that's where you guys are that's the sword y'all are gonna die on. Because y'all have spent so much quoting Rollo, Myron, Fresh. Y'all have spent so much time promoting him. Y'all have spent so much time pretty much deifying him, calling him the godfather of red pill space. But he hasn't debated anybody real. He wouldn't even dare come over here. He couldn't even come over there with Alex. He can come over there to debate anyone outside of his inner circle because this is what happens when fiction runs up against reality. Let's continue. Fresh just said that Rollo's gonna get Sneako would get bodied by Rollo. Let's see if that happens in this episode.
All right.
Just sure. As long as his wife lets him do it,
Bro.
Destiny just sends this week. OF girls to debate me because he's too scared to come to Vegas and sit across the table from me. Offer's been open since November.
Damn.
That's Rollo. You got to come to Vegas to talk to him, right? You got to come to his platform where he's dominant. That's how these losers get it. Because if it's a platform they control, they feel as though they have the upper hand, right? Let's see how they do with platforms where they don't have that much control.
Damn.
if he wants to debate me on somebody else's podcast, that's fine. But I'm not going to go and like dig this guy up like fucking Lazarus from the underworld to try to resurrect his career. That's not my job.
He'll be here next week.
Okay, I'll be here too.
We should do a round table.
Okay, round table.
If he wants to, yeah.
And he should debate your ass.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Let's pull up Rollo's tweet real quick because this has been a point of contention
with Sneako.
a lot of things. We got it right there. So this was his tweet, right? It goes, and this was from a week ago, about a week ago. So the quickest path to becoming a high value man: number one, don't get married, avoid family creation, vasectomy in your 20s, lift consistently, eliminate all sedations, learn game and networking, play to your strengths, build wealth, resist easing up on your focus, and it's the quickest path to becoming a high value man. And I know that, you know, Sneako had some point of contention specifically with number 3, which is get a vasectomy in your 20s.
Can I just ask, why did he?
Oh, by the way, guys, my channel got demonetized. I'll show you guys the email YouTube sent me, right? I got demonetized, right? This is what happens when you speak the truth. When you tell the truth, you get demonetized. So YouTube sends me an email yesterday Actually, no, it was yesterday. It was in the morning, so bright and early in the morning, right? Because my last live stream, it was hard to even see the video as soon as it was done, right? As soon as it was uploaded. Yeah, YouTube took me off of their monetization program. So as of now, I am no longer being monetized by YouTube, which is fine. But that just means that I'm going to have to just take the platform and go somewhere else. It is what it is. But this is what happens when you speak the truth. Am I bothered by it? No. But yeah, for those of you guys who were wondering, hey, Duke, I can't send super chats. Duke, what's going on? YouTube, they basically canceled me. YouTube has canceled me. I am officially canceled. I can't make money off this platform no more. It is what it is. So, yeah, don't you worry. We'll have something else set up. It's the bullshit that they do like this that have people going over to Rumble and going over to these other platforms and streaming and doing their thing. So you will definitely start seeing a lot of dual streaming on platforms like Rumble and Kick, because that's what's going to end up happening. The more that these guys go in with these whole cancel nonsense or whatever they're trying to do, the more they're just pushing people away. So I do apologize that you guys can't support me in that manner. Memberships and all, that's all gone. I can't do that anymore. I'm no longer monetized on YouTube. It sucks, but what are you gonna do? It happens when people tell the truth, and when they get scared and you're telling the truth, they decapitate you. But I'll put that section up, that email up. They sent me that email like 4 a.m. They said, yeah, unfortunately, you're no longer part of our partnership program. Okay, well, fuck y'all niggas then. Okay, whatever. Let's continue.
Did he need 8 points? Did he like get contracted to write all 8 of these? Because like I see some duplication. So like number 2, avoid family creation. Number 3, vasectomy your 20s.
It's kind of the
Couldn't
same.
that be like collapsed into 1 point? Did he need
thing.
8? Did he feel stupid with like 6 or 7? Or
Okay, I mean, you're.
I'm just curious, but if there's
I
like
think
a
he's
reason.
clarifying it out. It's just 8 things. I mean, he could have put them together, I guess.
The best person to ask question to is Rollo directly.
That's true.
So we'll do it next week, probably.
I hope so, yeah.
But this list is concise because once again, he's just saying in general, fastest way to get to that point.
Yeah.
What is high value man?
I think he means what he means in this context is being a guy that's like desirable to women and being attractive to women, so that you'll be I guess a marketable sexual partner.
Well, but that doesn't make sense, right? Like avoid family creation and get a vasectomy
That's what
and
women
like
want.
be attractive to men.
But no. It's because
women, right?
Again, like I said it before, I'll say it again because you're here. So he gave the instructions to retard proof it, right? Because when you give advice, typically you have to, appeal to the lowest common denominator. So like there's guys out there, right, that could have been, I'm being honest here. There's guys out there that, could have played basketball back in the day, maybe football, whatever. And their career got smashed because they got a girl pregnant and they couldn't pursue what they want to do because they had to be a dad early.
True.
So what he's saying is, okay, this is how you mitigate risk so you could become a higher status guy. We're going to eliminate all the things that could fuck you up. Now, I want to make this very clear for some of y'all because some of you guys don't understand. I'm not saying I advocate for vasectomies or whatever. I don't have one. I've never gotten one. But what I am saying is that given the context of what he's tweeting for this specific situation, it makes sense because he's saying, hey, these are the ways so that you don't fuck yourself up to ensure that you're going to be successful. He's retard proofing it.
But that is a pretty retarded advice because you're saying do this so that you become more attractive to women. So what's even the point of having a relationship with a woman if you can't have kids with her? Then you're just having an empty relationship just to fuck her for your whole life. And then what?
He's saying to become high value, which means you make the choice. Do I want to do that or not? So he's giving you the choice to do that, but once to become high
Myron
value.
just said that it's to become high value to become attractive to a woman.
Yeah, if that's what you choose.
I feel like we're 2 months away from tweets of like, give your bro like the key to your cock chastity cage to make sure that you guys are fucking around without permission or whatever. Like, I feel like we're like, don't you guys tweet all the time about how like, oh, like women are disgusting that are freezing their eggs at like 20 and they're never gonna find out. And now you've got like guys that go to sperm clinics like, here you go, I'm never gonna be able to impregnate my wife because there's like a 30% reversal rate on this fucking surgery, but maybe in the future I can
laugh
inject
at
my
girls who want
cold
to freeze their
fucking
eggs
semen
all the time.
Yeah, like it's like the same
but
shit.
Notice, right? He has 2
It's
points.
like a 90% reversal rate.
Yeah, actually.
Well, depending on
is
how
that true?
quick it is. Wait, for vasectomies?
Yeah, to get it reversed and be able to actually
After like 10 years, it's like 30 to 50%.
Yeah, but your
20s is 10 years.
You're supposed to reverse it back within the 10
Well, wait,
years.
hold on, wait.
your
So you're
20s
gonna
is
get
10 years.
vasectomy at like, you're gonna get a vasectomy at 20, become high value by 23, and then get it reversed. Like what?
I mean, I'm gonna say 23. You're being extreme as usual.
Well, he said your 20s. That's 10 years.
Yeah, but you can do it. But when you're 28, 29,
So 9 years. What is it? 45% chance of reversal, bro. You're not gonna have kids anymore.
You're sterilizing half your audience. That's just wild to me.
Hold on. Notice
Yeah.
he had 2 points there. He said, 1, avoid what? Family creation. And 3, vasectomy in 20s. You can choose what you want to do. Apply what you need to apply. He's just saying you could do either or.
Okay.
No, he's
I'm
not.
just saying, I'm worried that Rollo's kids aren't going to have any customers to sell books to. Okay, that's
here's
what I'm
the
worried
thing.
about.
You guys are confusing it with. He's giving that advice. Those things are to mitigate fuck ups.
Yeah.
So that you get on your path to becoming higher status. That's to mitigate fuck ups. It's not about this is so you can fucking have a bunch of kids and have a family. That's not the advice. The advice is this is how you mitigate fuck ups in your 20s so that you can become attractive. Now, again, like I said before, am I telling guys go out there and get a vasectomy? No. But he's giving these points because if you follow those things, it's going to be very difficult for you to fuck your life up.
Here's a question on that list.
Yeah,
He's got 2 things. Okay. About your dick, okay? About avoid family creation, get a vasectomy. Is there anything on that list about like just avoid women?
But
avoid temptation.
Hold on. We know as men, we want women no matter what. Whether we want to abstain or be more, it doesn't matter. However, question for you guys on the panel. If you had a kid, be honest here, would you be where you're at right now?
Destiny had a kid at his early 20s.
Yeah. No. Well, you did?
Yeah, he had a kid in his early 20s.
Okay.
He's very successful.
But I mean, no, it was a lot of difficulty, of course, yeah.
But be honest though, your kid is amazing, I bet. But at the same time, it did hold you back a little bit.
No, yeah, of course, yeah.
Sneako, for you, would you be in the same spot? Honestly.
If I had a kid, at what age are you talking about?
Early, like 20.
I mean,
no, you wouldn't be. That's the point here.
Yeah, who knows where I would have been? My life would have been a completely different life.
The point is you might not even be here. I'm just trying to say, he's saying mitigate risk and say, you know what? Avoid.
Well, I might not be on the Fresh and Fit podcast right now, but I would have been successful in different realms, and maybe I would have taken a different path.
How do you
also,
know?
why not just like use protection?
Yeah, see, okay.
That's a good point. And he said avoid what? Family creation, which means use a condom too.
No, it doesn't. It says get a vasectomy. That was the advice.
That's
Stop trying to. You're coping,
That's
bro.
number 3.
So you see the amount of coping. You see the amount of coping that they're doing right now, Fresh and Fit. They're doing this for a reason because they have to protect the brand. All right, and what the excuse they're gonna use afterwards is actually pretty ridiculous. But yeah, they're coping for it. They're trying to reinterpret what Rollo Tomasi meant in that tweet he put out. But we knew exactly what he meant in that tweet. It is what it is, bruh. But let's continue.
Number 2 says avoid what? Creation.
So is it like this is like the list of 8 things to be successful? Pick 5.
That's the list.
So let's actually go over this, right? One of them is the quickest path to high value man. Don't get married. Avoid family creation. Vasectomy in your 20s. Lift consistently. Eliminate all sedations. Learn game and networking. Play to your strengths. Build wealth. Resist easing up on your focus. A lot of people had problems with number 3. Vasectomy in your 20s. This is crazy. Let's continue.
Listen.
It's like a build your own lunchbox in Taco Bell. Like what? I thought you'd follow all the points of the list.
A faster way to be high value, which means, for example, mitigate risk. That's all he's saying here.
Hold on. Okay, but here's the part that I completely disagree with.
I mean,
and
in the context under what he's talking, I think
taking it.
But
this is a whole other level.
I'm not.
We're taking it literally.
This is which you should take it literally if this is the godfather of the red pill, right? You guys all give this guy so much credit. I don't really know
he's
much
written
about
like 5 books supposedly.
The hypocritical part about it is that we make fun of girls all the time for not controlling their sexual urges and being hoes all the time. Like she belongs to the streets, all this stuff. You tell guys that they're losers if they don't go to the gym. They're losers if they play video games. You're a loser if you smoke weed. You're a loser if you watch sports. You need to exercise discipline. But when it comes to girls, oh shit, get a vasectomy because you can't control yourself, because you're not capable of exercising discipline. Why do you have to be disciplined in every single aspect of life? Networking, success, all this stuff, watching sports, playing video games. You need to be on your stuff. But for women, nut inside girls after getting a transgender surgery. That's the one thing you can't be disciplined in.
Sneako, can you stop fucking girls?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
Hold it to it right now. Don't fuck until you get married.
Well, no.
Better advice. You just said you can hold it. So don't fuck until you get married.
Better advice is
No. I swear to God.
What,
Right
you're saying no.
Are you cool with that? Handshake.
Well, no, wait.
This is such a
Here's the real question. Here's the real question. Hold on. Has Sneako fucked a girl before?
Yes.
Has he had a vasectomy?
No.
Does he have any kids?
No.
He's
Then boom, there you go.
Boom. So that's the point they're trying to make, dude. You can live your life. You just need self-control as a man. That's the problem. A lot of you guys, you listen to these red pill dudes and they're teaching you the lack of self-control. That's what they're saying. You just need a little bit of self-control as a man. There are plenty of men who are living their lives right now. They're going about their business, doing what they need to do. All right? And they're still dealing with women. And guess what? They wear protection. But you guys are the one advocating for males to not use condoms when they're having sex with women. Myron's over here saying you have to have at least sex. You have to have sex with at least 50 women before you get to understand women. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. You don't need a vasectomy. Wear a condom or use other forms of birth control. That's out there and available to you. And yes, you can still be successful while doing all that. But these guys, they're trying to paint you down a narrow worldview, which is crazy to me. Let's continue.
He's able to use plan B. So he would have had a kid, which means he's going to at some point.
Hey, listen, and they still sell plan B.
No, but the point is...
That is the point. He's able to fuck girls, not have a vasectomy, and still not have kids. It's possible.
What did number 2 say? Avoid family creation. It could be condom or plan B, but he's just saying to be extra
another
careful.
form of contraception is what it is, basically.
But he didn't say that, and that's not a good form of contraception because it's not supposed to be reversed. That's what the doctor tells you when you get a vasectomy surgery. It's like you cannot expect this to be reversed. That you shouldn't go into that thinking that you're going to reverse it. And also, a better advice instead of saying never fuck again, maybe for the women that I do have sex with, prepare that she could be the mother of your children. Maybe don't spend time with hoes all the time thinking I need to 50 girls so I understand feminists and how retarded they are. Maybe just don't fuck them. Maybe women that you can see yourself having a family with.
When you first hold on, that's a very good point.
You won't be able to detect that though, unless
That's a great point. Maybe instead of teaching guys how to go out there and just slay every woman possible, all right, we teach guys, hey, listen, bruh, I think you should just, if you're gonna willingly do that stuff, have unprotected sex with women, make sure it's the woman you can see yourself doing, like being with longer term. You can actually have conversations, do stuff with her, because if you fuck around and get her pregnant, that's on you. Watch what they say.
Need experience.
You need experience, bro.
How do you know? Wait, no. How do you need experience? What does that mean?
How would you know what's good for you if you never had it?
The red pill advice is you need 50 bodies to understand women.
I want to open this one up.
Let's go.
Do you think you need to fuck a girl to tell if she's like family material?
No.
We're saying experience-wise.
What does experience mean?
No. Dating, courting, having that one-on-one experience. Okay, she likes this. She doesn't like this. This is weird. This doesn't work. I can tell from experience what works.
Wait,
now,
what does any of that have to do with fucking her?
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Now, adding in sex, you can understand. Okay, once this point has passed, I can see who she really is. Because remember, people put on front at the very beginning, but when you have sex with somebody, they are more often likely to show you who they really are.
That is absolutely not true. How many stories do you hear of husbands who are like, my wife used to blow me every single day, and then as soon as we got married, all the sex stopped? Or we have dead bedrooms now. We were super active our first year, but that is absolutely not true. Sex can absolutely change after you've gotten married. And you can tell, regardless of experience, you can tell who's a 304 or who's like family material without fucking them first. For you guys, you can probably tell just by looking at their Instagrams. Isn't that what you guys are like professionals at? Is picking out hoes based on their Instagram pictures? You're telling me you have to fuck through like 30 women to find a good... Like, how many conservative men, like if we brought in like real conservative men who have strong families, how many of them are like, yeah, I had to fuck 25 bitches when I was in college or to find the love of my life right now that could take care of my kids. That's a wild statement. If you want to, that's fine. But don't pretend you're doing it for this altruistic purpose of finding a good mom.
But Destiny, can you admit that when you meet somebody for the first time, right, you're trying to see who they really are, the person, and ultimately you're going to have sex, right?
I mean,
you don't have to.
But I mean, having sex is like the least important part of seeing what kind of a person they are.
Actually, if you're compatible or not is very important.
If you're compatible, but in terms of like, would this be a good mom? Is it like, what, if she throws it back doggy, she'd probably take the kids like out to the park every day? Like, what does that even mean? Like, what? Like, she doesn't swallow. I don't think she'd feed my kid if I didn't make it home in time. Like, what does that mean?
Hello.
Like,
so
she
doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Blow me every night so I know she'll be on time picking my kid up from school. Like, what is the correlation here?
The whole package itself, right, is going to include sex. I'm just saying the dating process itself, going through the whole motions, you can see who the person really is. That's all I'm saying here.
He said he wants to call in and tell us what he actually meant.
So by this point in time, Rollo basically is watching and listening to a lot of this because Rollo doesn't have a life of his own. He literally, Fresh and Fit is his bread and butter. That is their bread and butter, bro. That's all it is. So he doesn't have a life of his own. Every time Fresh and Fit go live, dude is always in the chat section. He's just commenting and super chatting and do whatever the hell he's got to do, right? That's Rollo Tomasi. So right there, he's sitting there watching all this stuff go down, and he's seeing that, oh, you guys are misconstruing my words. You're misconstruing my words. I gotta come up here and defend myself. So he's in the chat right now typing away, and he's basically challenging guys like Destiny and Sneako to come over and debate him because you guys are scared. But eventually they keep talking their shit long enough to the point where essentially Rollo Tomasi had no choice but to go confront them on Fresh and Fit platform. And this is where this whole thing went gangbusters. Let's continue.
I guess. Here's a novel idea. How about you tell me, let me call it to tell you what I actually meant.
You know what? Let's do it, bro.
Let's go ahead and bring Rollo Tomasi on. Shout out to Rollo. Shout out to you.
Can you hear me okay?
What up, man?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. So let me explain a few things here. I wasn't able to do this the last time you guys were talking about this, but so about gosh, is it now 2 weeks ago? I think it was Tuesday of last week. You guys had Brandon Carter on. Is that with Derek Moneyberg? Or was that Monday?
Brandon Carter, for those of you guys who know, he's a fitness sales guru. He came up during that whole Ty Lopez marketing era because they use the same marketing tactics, right? So he's this dude that built his name off of that fitness grift. And listen, I don't consider Brandon Carter a legitimate person, okay? He literally, if you go see his old stuff and see his stuff on Facebook, this guy is clear to see he's a fitness grifter. All he does is sell fitness courses that are no different than like a multi-level marketing scheme. That's all he did, and that's how he made his bread and butter on YouTube. So it is what it is. Let's continue.
Monday.
Sorry, let me get my camera back up there. So Monday, you guys were talking to Brandon Carter. One of the things that Brandon was talking about was you got to love money. You got to be on top of your game. And I love Brandon Carter, by the way. I think he should be a stand-up comedian. I mean, the guy is that funny. He's a great guy, right? But when you guys are on that show and you're talking to him, and he's talking about how he doesn't go to he doesn't go to Publix, doesn't go grocery shopping for himself. He doesn't go do his own laundry. He doesn't have a car. I mean, it's Brickle White, right? but he doesn't have like some basic stuff because his philosophy in life is that anything that takes him away from his grind, anything that takes him away from anything that would distract him or that would be financially or mathematically not a pragmatic choice for him to make, as far as like if he's spending time going grocery shopping or going and getting food for himself or whatever else. I'm sure he's like into meal prep and everything else, but pretty much everything in his life is outsourced, because anything that he would be spending that time himself to go do, he could be losing money doing that at that time. So when I was listening to this and I was thinking about this myself, because I was actually at the same time, I'm like, helping a friend move and all this. And I'm thinking about this. I'm going, you know what? If you want to be a high value man, if you want to get to that apex level as fast as you can, that's it. How is that not the best way to go about it? Okay. So the point of that whole tweet, which was basically a throwaway tweet that everyone started like snowballing into something else. I've got Ben Shapiro coming at me. I got Matt Walsh coming at me. I got Lauren Chen coming at me. I got all these people off of Daily Wire because it was just easy, low hanging fruit for these guys because they think that that's what the fucking manosphere is all about. And it's not. Okay. That was not fucking advice. Everything that is on Twitter is not advice. Okay.
Was that a joke?
No, it was not to say
And look at this. He's saying everything on Twitter that he posts is not advice, but this is the same guy that he does nothing but give advice on YouTube. So when you're getting called out, Rollo, let me get this straight. When you're getting called out on your bullshit takes that you're giving out there to men, all of a sudden it's no longer advice. Oh no, I'm not giving advice. What are you talking about? It's not advice. No, I'm just saying things out there. So you just talking to talk? You don't think that your words have any meaning? Like, you honestly don't believe that? That's bullshit, Rollo. Come on now. It's bullshit. You know it. You are giving advice. When you put that Twitter post out there telling guys these are the different rules that you have to go through in order to be a high value man, those are advice. It's a form of advice. It is what it is. Even when I'm talking and I'm telling people, hey, pay attention to what Rollo's saying because he's a bozo, okay? That's advice. That's a good advice. Pay attention to what he's saying. I'm not just coming out here to talk shit. That's advice. And people can take that as advice. So you see how he's starting to backpedal. Pay attention to this because it gets so funny.
Joke, but it's like, let's just say it's a hypothetical, okay? It's showing you. Now, listen, for just 5 seconds. Okay, isn't a joke here because
he already is losing his mind. You see, he's getting triggered. Look at the mask. The mask is falling off. It's falling off of his face. He has no other choice but to reveal the insecure, fragile man-child that has always been underneath. That's what he did. So the moment they're pushing back, shut up. Let me finish. Let me explain this away. I'm not giving advice to men. Stop. Right? This is where the shame, guilt, insult, and the need to be right starts to come into play. And this is hilarious. Oh, by the way, I'm looking at the YouTube studio thing right now, and I think somebody reported me. And the only person I know that would do this is Pearl. Because what they flagged me for, let me show y'all something real quick. They flagged me for reused content. And the last video I reacted to before I got demonetized, was Pearl's video. So if you don't think that this woman is on the attack right now, I don't know what else to tell you. But realistically, let me show y'all this real quick. I'm gonna show y'all my back end. I'm gonna show you guys this real quick. All right. This is the back end here. All right. Your channel isn't earning right now. After reviewing your channel, we found that it does not follow YouTube's monetization policies. All right. We found that your channel contains the following, and this is the only thing that got on me: reused content. All right, let me make sure y'all can see this. They got me for reused content. But hold up, let me make that full screen real quick. So they got me for reused content, and all I do is basically react. Hold up, that's the wrong one. Hold up, let me get this one right over here. And all I do is do the same thing every other YouTuber is doing. The last video I reacted to was Pearly Things, okay? So I won't be surprised if she reported my channel and got all, and this affects everybody, because those of you guys who are members, those of you guys who are with the channel, this is what happens, right? This was done at 4 in the morning. So they're saying reuse content, but I'm sorry, YouTube, isn't this what reaction channels do? So they were kind enough to give us the do's and don'ts, right? And I'm gonna file an appeal, don't worry about it, right? But they said the examples of what's allowed to monetize is a funny or thoughtful revision of content you didn't originally create. I do that. My content is funny, all right? And I transform the just like we're reacting to Fresh and Fit right now is the same thing. All right, what is it? Clips of other people's content as part of a critical review. That's what we're doing, YouTube. We're using clips and videos of other people's content, and we're giving it a critical review. We're a commentary channel. That's what we do. We're one of these reaction channels, and I won't be surprised if Pearl is probably on a witch hunt for all these other channels too. And I'm gonna put this squarely on her, because she was the last video I did before this demonetization came in. So the fact that they got me for just reused content, somebody reported it. And it's gotta be somebody who's got more subs with YouTube's ear. Who was the last person I reacted to and we got on really bad? It was Pearl. So that's why I'm not really saying nothing, because I'm telling y'all, this woman is on a warpath. That's why you can't trust, all these people who are supporting her, y'all are clowns, right? Don't worry, she gonna get her comeuppance. It is what it is. Like, you trust me, you just, listen, Pearl, once we do our due diligence with this shit, you won't have a channel much longer. I don't care if you have 1 million+ subscribers, you will not have a channel much longer, because it's proven what you're willing to do. Reuse content. I've been doing reaction videos for almost 2 years since I've been monetized. For every other video, I mean, Fresh and Fit and Anton, they tried to take me down. But for reused content, the first time I've ever gotten that, and the last person I reacted to was Pearly Things, that's very freaking interesting, my boy. But yeah, if you look at their do's and don'ts, right, it makes YouTube look stupid, right? Because I'm following their rules. Their exact rules, right? A scene from a movie where you've written a dialogue or changed the scene. I don't react to scenes from movies. Replays of sports tournaments where you explain what a competitor needs to succeed or fail. I don't do that. Reaction videos where you comment on the original video. Yeah, I do that. That's what this is. So YouTube, under your own rules, I'm doing it right. I'm reacting to other content. I'm not just sitting there letting their content play out from start to finish. I'm not just re-uploading their stuff. I'm actually transforming it and adding comedy and context to it. All right. And not only that, I'm reacting to multiple videos in one stream. So it literally, y'all just took a big L, YouTube. That's what this is. Right? Reaction videos where you comment on the original video. I do that. Edited footage from other creators where you add a storyline or commentary. What am I doing? That's been my entire content for the past 2 years. But all of a sudden, I do a video exposing Pearl, right? And then I get flagged and demonetized instantly. That's how I know it was done by a robot, right? It wasn't done by a human being. It was done by a robot, because they did that. Somebody reported my shit, and then the robot flagged it. So I'm going to appeal it. I got 14 days. But just so you know, this is what happens. And again, this goes to what I said. Because am I worried about it? No, I'm not worried. Listen, I don't care. Like, I don't be making money on YouTube anyways. This is not my bread and butter. So it don't matter to me. But the one thing you got to understand is when you're in this game, when they're talking about commentary channels or reaction channels, right? That's all coded language. Because reaction channel, hey, and every single reaction channel that's reacting on Pearl, this is coming to you. Best believe this. If you did a reaction video that actually hurt her, it's coming for you. The exact same thing. All right, so just get ready. Y'all go get hit with the same thing. But just keep that in mind. Pearl is on a warpath right now to go ahead and take everybody out. She was the last video I reacted to until I got that email 4 in the morning. Literally after I did a Pearl stream. It didn't happen with the stream before that. It didn't happen with the stream before that, or the stream before that, or the stream before that, or when I was streaming every single day after that. But all of a sudden, we do a video on Pearl, I get flagged for reused content, even though I put my own commentary and spin on it. So it goes to show you she's on a warpath against other black content creators. She don't do this with Brittany Venti. She don't dare do this with Rollo Tomasi, but she'll do it with us because she thinks she can win. So there you guys go right then and there. I wasn't capping when I said that. She for real took my shit down. But let's get back to the video.
Everything that's come out of both of you guys' mouth has been nothing but distraction and misdirection because it's easy and clicks for you. So here's the whole thing. When I'm talking about get a vasectomy, or don't be concerned with.
I like when he's mad, his glasses get uneven on his nose. You see?
Let him finish.
Okay.
I'm really mad about this, bro.
Shall we keep going? Are we just gonna have jokes thrown in here?
Really heated about this.
Is that what I get to? Is that what I get to do it? Okay. So here's the deal. When I'm talking about this, when I'm throwing this out there, why wouldn't you do that? Would you not have been more successful, Sneako, had you not had to go through certain things? If you had a kid right now,
advice or not?
You would be playing the game with a handicap. You would be playing the game with your fucking hands tied behind your back.
Okay, so
there are guys right now who I have a lot of respect for, and I'm sure you have a lot of respect for as well, who all have kids, but you know what they try to do? Try to keep it under wraps.
Okay,
try to make sure nobody knows about the kids. Okay,
what is advice?
So here's okay. First off, this is not advice. Everything that is on my show or is on Twitter is not automatically advice. Now, but here's the thing. I know what you're gonna say, because here's the deal. When I was on whatever podcast I was telling this, I was saying exactly the same thing here, is that everything that comes out of somebody's mouth on Instagram or on Twitter or on a YouTube, there's no way you can't go on there without somebody going, this is what these guys are saying to do. Because if you have this set automatically, that if it comes out of your mouth, it's automatically advice. It can't just be data. It can't just be statistics. It can't be, nothing can be just delivered sort of like, here's some data for you to look at. Okay. Nothing can be set. Nothing can be given to you without somebody going, well, the reason why you're telling me this is because you're telling me that this is the best way to live my life. Okay. So when I'm watching Brendan Carter and I'm watching all this going on, and I'm looking at like guys that I know and guys that you know as well. And when these are the guys who are like saying, you know, be on your game, do this, do that. They're the ones that are giving this advice. All I'm doing is saying, hey, look, maybe you should not focus on family. Maybe you should not get married. I mean, I don't know why that's big.
Maybe advice.
I'm not saying it's advice. What I'm saying is,
what is it then, Rollo? It seems like you're backpedaling. Just tell the truth.
Is this so over the fucking top that everybody wants to take it out of context, which is exactly what you guys have been doing.
So what is it? Can you tell me what that tweet was if it wasn't advice?
It's not advice. What it is it's okay. It's saying that this is the most extreme way to do things. Okay, here's the quickest path to. If I told you this, look, if I said the quickest way for you to make $1 million,
that sounds like advice,
is to go steal it from the bank or go to steal it. Does that mean I'm telling you to go steal it?
No, but it still comes off as an advice. If you said if I came up there and said, hey guys, the quickest way to make money is to go rob a bank. Yeah, somebody in the chat is gonna listen to that and say, maybe Duke has a point. Let me go rob a bank. They're going to take that as an advice. So even if, that's what I'm saying. You big content creators, you guys have to be careful what you say. You have to be cognizant because people will still take what you say as advice. Just like the shooter that blamed Pearly Things and Nick Fuentes, okay? He took their advice or whatever they said. Now, we can't sit there and blame them and say, oh, well, it was their fault, right? But he took what they were saying as advice and then went up and committed mass murder. So that's why you have to be careful of what you say on the internet because that matters. It all matters.
If I tell you to go fucking jump off a cliff, are you going to go jump off a cliff?
Right,
I'm also, by the way, here's the other thing is I'm also responding to Dr. Richard Reeves in this as well.
Okay, there's a lot of context about it, sure. But all the rest of the lists, you're equating vasectomy to lifting, game, play to your strength, resisting up on easing your focus. The rest of it sounds like general advice.
Okay, well let's say so let me ask you. So is it the vasectomy part that's throwing you off?
Really genuine good advice, right? The rest of it.
Is it the vasectomy part?
Yeah.
Do you agree with pretty much everything else except for the vasectomy part?
The first three is weird because then I don't even know what the red pill idea of a high value man is. Is it just being rich? Like, what's the point of having all this?
And that's what we've been saying. All these guys care about is money. The high value concept, it's always been about money. It is what it is. They don't want to admit it, but it's true. All right. Even we look at the rest of the list, right? Let's skip. Okay, one says do not get married. That's not true because Rollo Tomasi is married. Donovan Sharp is married. A lot of these red pillars that are giving the same advice. They're all married. Let's look at the other one. Avoid family creation. Rollo has a daughter. Donovan Sharp is taking care of another woman's kid. Andrew Tate has kids. And Rollo actually admits that in this episode here. Vasectomy. That's a horrible advice. Lift consistently. A lot of people take that as advice. Eliminate all sedations. A lot of people can take that as advice. Basic level, but still advice. Learn game and networking. That's advice. Play to your strengths and build wealth. That's advice. Resist easing up on your focus. That's advice. You're giving people advice.
It's money and not having a family. Why be that rich? The guy who's always grinding. Whoa, Brandon Carter doesn't have to do his laundry. Sick. What else are you going to do with your life?
Right. Maybe this is actually meant so that you'll get it. You'll have a freaking epiphany about how all the shit that you have to sacrifice to get to that in the first place. What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to live the kind of life, let's say like a Brandon Carter is, where you're going to outsource your entire life? Or are you going to actually have kids? Is that something that's a priority for you? Because I will tell you right now that if you follow this if you were to actually follow this list right here, that is the fastest way for you to get to a point where you are more high value, right? But here's the thing. So when I say that, people go, well, that's not what a high value man is. A high value man is what I define it as, which is he's got to have a good, loving, devoted wife. He's got to have 3 or 4 kids or 10 kids, depending on whatever culture you're talking about. All of this stuff that makes up whatever that person who happens to have that is, then that's suddenly the definition of what a high value man is. So what I'm saying this is the best way to become a high value man. I'm not saying this is the only way to become a high value man.
So what would you call that? If you're saying this is the best way to become a high value man, what would you call that? I would say that's an advice that you're giving. Just saying.
I'm just saying that this is the fastest way to go and do something like that.
You've been talking a lot for 5 minutes. What is your definition of a high value man?
It doesn't matter. That's not what I was talking about in this.
What do you mean? If you go back to that post, literally the top of the post says how to be a high value man in the quickest way. So that's what the post is all about. You're just backpedaling, Rollo. Let's continue.
Isn't it what you're talking about? That's what the first part of the tweet is: how to become a high value man.
The fastest way to become a high value man is to recognize the fact that
you guys see the gaslighting he's doing right now. He's gaslighting. He doesn't want to admit that him telling men to get vasectomies in their 20s is actually giving them advice. This is crazy.
You've got sacrifices to make. Okay.
So what is that? Telling like stories from Vietnam. Like, just say, what is a high value man? It's the first part of the tweet. What does that mean?
You tell me what a high value man is.
What? What do you mean he's got to tell you what a high value man is? What do you mean he has to tell you what a high value man is? You're the godfather. You talk about high value man. So much so, Fresh and Fit parrot your talking points. So now you got to flip it on them? You know what this reminds me of? Y'all remember when Destiny debated Laura Marquardt, St. Center, and they were talking about NFTs? And Laura Marquardt couldn't answer what an NFT was. right? And now, listen, Lord Marquardt has lost all credibility until he explains fully what an NFT is, right? And that's the same thing that's going to happen with Rollo pretty soon. Rollo, if you don't tell us what a high-value man is, you don't deserve to be talking about high-value men. You don't deserve to be talking about anything red pill. Matter of fact, we stripping your title from the king of the red pill space. Just is what it is, bruh. And you brought that on yourself.
Yeah, because here's the thing: is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I'm going to say as a high value man. You guys are fucking
because it's your tweet.
It doesn't matter what I say as a high value man because everybody takes this. The point of the tweet is that everybody is going to take this and then insert their own definition of what a high value man is.
What if a high value man is 12 kids when you're 16? Then your tweet doesn't work, does it? What if your definition of a high value man is being getting into a trade and having 5 kids by the time you're 22? Then it also high value man is being an esports professional.
You're absolutely making my point for me right here. Okay,
how?
What I'm saying.
My point is that high value man. You gave a list of 8 things. Do these 8 things to become a high value man. Do 1 through 8 to become A, and you're not defining what A is.
The fastest way to becoming a high value man is these things.
What is that?
So what is a high value man, Rollo? You're the godfather of red pill. This should be easy work for you. What is a high value man? I don't understand why this is so hard. Just tell us what a high value man means. The fact that you're deflecting is very alarming.
So here's the thing. So if we're talking about family creation, we already talked. Okay, so you want to go? Okay, let's go one by one. You want to go one by one? Okay,
no,
so
I want to go before one by one. What is a high value man?
We can't have an argument if I don't even know what your definition
is. The very fact that you're even asking this in the first place is the actual point of the tweet. Okay, so if you're going to be a high value man with the fucking hands tied behind your back, then what is that? What does that mean to you? That's the point. This whole discussion is the point of the fucking.
What does a high value man mean to me? Oh, all of a sudden you guys are taking away from this strict worldview. All of a sudden it's like, oh, a high value man. What does it mean to you? Okay, can somebody who sits on their ass all day doing nothing, but they feel good about themselves, are they high value because they feel they are high value man? Everybody else will look at that guy and say, no, he's a bozo. But I like how it's switched up now. If the women who you guys won't consider high value women or whatever it is, right? Myron will be the first one to jump down their throats, right? When they say, oh, I feel like a 10, or I feel like a 20, or I feel like I'm the sexiest person on the planet, or whatever it is, this and that, this and that. So why is that different for them then? Why is it that they have to adhere to reality and yet we're over here living on fiction? Make it make sense. By your definition, Rollo, Fresh and Fit were doing it wrong when they were criticizing all those women. By your definition, Rollo, if a woman says she feels like a 10, that's what high value means to her. And y'all had no right to be clowning them. But it makes no sense. Because when it comes down to you and what you're saying, all of a sudden it's like, oh, if a guy, it just depends on what it means to you, all right? It depends on what high value means to you. It can mean whatever it means to you. It is what it is. That's crazy.
Tweet.
You guys? One of the tweet was, you've got some conception of a high value man. Here are 8 points that you think you need to do to get to it. And now you've gotten blown the fuck up on the vasectomy thing, which you probably realize is fucking retarded. But you're too old and stubborn to walk back from it. That's the point of this conversation.
I'm not too stubborn to walk back from it because the point of it was to get douche nozzles like yourself to have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro? Douche nozzles?
Yes. You guys are idiots. Why do you guys come in here from Twitch stream? Like, how you guys are legitimate?
Oh, now he's shaming them for being Twitch streamers. I'm sorry, Sneako's banned from Twitch, I thought. I thought he was banned from Twitch, right? Now you're calling him Twitch streamers. That's crazy. Now they're just Twitch streamers. You're shaming them. Wait a minute. You're not supposed to revert the sign language, Rollo. You're the one who speaks out against this. Why are you all of a sudden sign languaging them? This is interesting to see the turnaround.
And all of this, I don't know, because everything I've heard come out of you guys' mouth is just confident ignorance.
Now they're ignorant. Destiny is ignorant. Sneako, you might have a point. But still, now you're just shaming them. You're insulting them. This is crazy.
No, Myron. Okay, I'm not asking you like in terms of the debate. You call yourself the godfather of the red pill.
You call myself the godfather of the manosphere, okay? Other people have called me that.
Okay, great. That's very.
Do you understand?
Nah, you called yourself the godfather of the manosphere space, bro. No one else did but you. And until you started calling yourself that, then everyone started calling you that because that's what you started going by, Rollo.
Okay, so as
godfather or grandfather of the man, which one is it?
Whatever it is, the old guy of the manosphere. What is your definition of high value man? This is the #1 talked about topic on all of these shows. So I want to get a clear definition from you. What is it?
You tell again, it depends on the person, it depends on the culture, depends on the
more deflection. Rollo, what is a high value man? Listen, we're not letting you get away with this until you answer the question. What is a high value man, bro? You have to answer that question. Like, you can't sit there and preach high value man this, and then it's like when you get pressed for it, you don't know the question because it looks bad.
So here's the thing. Let me tell you, maybe I can explain this to you, Sneako, because at least you got your ears open here.
More shaming. More shaming. So now he's gonna talk down to Sneako. Let me explain this to you because now you have your ears open. What? You've been at this game for how long and you can't even just rat off something that could give us a definition or something close to a definition of a high value man? This is very, very interesting, Rollo.
The thing is that when we're talking about what's the top G, what's a high value guy, you probably haven't heard this because you don't read my stuff and you don't watch my shit. No. But I've also said this is like the red pill has to be for everybody or it's for nobody. So if we're looking at a guy who's draped across a Lamborghini and he's got hot chicks with him and we say that's what I'm aspiring to, but I'll never make that because I live in a fishing village on the coast of Chile, right? That means I can never match that high apex of a high value guy.
The guy in the car?
But the guy who happens to live in those villages or happens to be in a different culture or in a different country or whatever else, he can still benefit from that because however he's defining himself as a high value man in his fishing village, maybe that's what he can aspire to.
This has nothing to do with Chile and the village in the car.
Like, what does this have to do with all these other outside influences? Now you're just clearly deflecting. That's what you're doing. You're deflecting. Well, what about Chile? What about Chile, nigga? What does that have to do with high value man? Like, tell us, what does that mean to be a high value man? Let's go.
See, here's the thing: is you guys want me to say, okay, a high value man makes $100,000 a year. He's fucked 50 chicks. He's got like that's the thing.
That's not what I want.
No, Myron says that, and Myron is your pupil, according to you. And he learned it from you because he shouts you out. The fuck?
To say I disagree with that. I'm asking you because I come on this all the time.
Disagree with it. What I'm saying is the point of the tweet is so you will ask that question.
I'm past the tweet. I'm past that. Look, I'm asking as somebody who's really interested in the red pill. I listen to a lot of this content. I want to know what your definition is because if you have a definition that's completely off of what I think it is, then I guess I'm not red pill.
Well, here's what I think guys ought to do. Would you like me to give you some prescriptions? Is that what we're trying for here?
No, I want to know your opinion of a high value man. What is it?
I think a high value man is whatever is contextually makes that guy a high value guy in whatever culture that he happens to be in. If
no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't just turn around and say a high value man means whatever to whatever the guy is, whatever context he's in. That makes no sense because for years you guys have been on this platform pretty much putting together a blueprint. So much so that you have a book on it. All right, how to be rational male, giving people advice on high value men. You built an entire internet career off of this. You guys have shamed women for basically giving the same explanation that you're trying to avoid right now. And all of a sudden, when you get pressed, it's different rules for you. You can't get away. They cannot let you get away with that, Brody. It just is what it is. Let's continue.
That's money. That's money. Right now, that's what we tend to focus on right now. But if I'm going to say that,
high value man is a guy that has the things that makes him a high value man.
All right,
the things that make you a high value man. Okay, what is that? You know, we've been trying to. We're never going to define it.
We just kind of because here's the thing. When I read the tweet, I interpreted it right with a higher step. Like he's listing things that if you follow these things, right, and you actually follow them, you're probably not going to become a right? And to be a high value guy, I would say it's a combination of things. It's obviously having your money on point, having social proof and status, having respect from your peers, having a network of other high value men, right? Which I agree with Kevin Samuels on that, being fit to a degree. If you have all these things in place, you'll be considered a high value man by most people in most societies, right? If you have these things in place. Now, with that said, to get there, right, you obviously have to focus and get your shit together and make sure that you focus on getting there. What he's saying is all these, the list of things that he mentioned, if you follow them, it's going to mitigate your risk of becoming a fuck up and not getting to that point as quickly as possible. And I think that's so important, is that this tweet kind of gets taken out of context. He's saying the quickest way to become a high value man.
Myron, you're coping. We didn't take, hey, listen, bro. We didn't take the tweet out of context. You're coping. No one took the tweet out of context. It's exactly what he said. You're just trying to explain it to the point where it's making sense, but it's really not, because he's the one that said it and he can't even explain his own words. This is how far the Godfather has fallen. It's honestly ridiculous.
Avoid and do these things because you're limiting distractions. And he's using Brendan Carter as an example where he's in a monogamous relationship with a girl. He outsourced a lot of his things. Why? So he's able to focus on making more money. He's getting rid of obstacles. And I think that tweet demonstrates that.
Yes.
You're getting rid of obstacles so you can become a high value man in the quickest possible way. Now, I know the most controversial one is the vasectomy. Though there's other ways to get the same, I guess, effect from vasectomy. Let's say you use a condom. Let's say you pull out, whatever it may be. He's saying, okay, if you get the vasectomy, then we know for a fact you're not going to have children.
Yeah.
It's really no different than having a condom or pulling out or whatever it may be. The point is to not get a girl pregnant. How you want to get there is up to you, whether it's through a vasectomy, using condoms, whatever. But he's making it retard proof. Hey, vasectomy, because I know even if you are the dumbest guy ever, you can't fuck this up.
I don't think a retarded guy could be a high value guy.
No, when I say retarded, I mean as in stupid. But what I'm saying is that the point I'm trying to make is this list is the foolproof way, if everything is followed, for you to get your status up as quickly as possible in your 20s.
That's not what the list is, though, because what you just said was advice, and he said it's clearly not advice. So you're interpreting it a different way.
He said he's joking, and he's trying to provoke people.
Like half it was just for jokes.
But I'm telling you, I started out telling you guys how I interpreted that.
Yeah,
sure.
Right.
You're not wrong.
Right here.
You're not wrong.
So that people can interpret it how they want.
Exactly.
Create discussion. That's the point.
Ain't it funny?
That's what he's saying.
He asked a question earlier. So you asked him a question. What is high value? You answered it. It's whatever you determine that to be.
No, that's bullshit. None of you guys believe that. If some guy comes on this show and he weighs 350 pounds and he says, I'm Diamond 1 in League of Legends. That's what I want to do with my life. Would you go, well, if that's what you really want, you're high value. You wouldn't say that.
No, but once again, it starts in the mind. You're going to say, for example, oh, that's not true, which I agree it's not true. But ultimately, you as a man decide what's high value for you.
You don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. Because the other people, what happened to being validated by your peers? What happened to that? Your peers have to validate you, right? You have to be making six figures. You have to be having your own network and all that shit y'all were spewing out there. So now all of a sudden Fresh is talking about, well, it just means whatever it means to you. What? So then when you guys were clowning women because they said, oh, I'm overweight, but I'm still a 10. So why is it different from them, but different rules for you? You see how that makes you all look stupid? You see how that makes this whole idea look dumb? That's just what it is. Let's continue.
Value is probably something that's determined by society. High value means that you have a worth to other people. You're just talking about being comfortable, having high self-esteem.
I agree, but the tweet...
You don't say you agree with me. I just said the total opposite thing you just said.
I agree. And that point where, for example, people determine you as high value. However, the tweet saying high value could mean, in your sense, whatever that means to you.
No, it doesn't.
What?
That's what he's saying.
No, he's not. He doesn't know because he doesn't have a good definition, because he knows if he says anything, he's going to get pinned
You sound
down
like
on
the
it.
girls who believe they're a 10 because they describe themselves as a 10 in the mirror.
If you brought
That's
in
the same
some
argument.
loser,
the point.
and he's like, I'm high value because I'm a manager at my McDonald's, you probably wouldn't agree that he's high value.
Is that when he says high value, you're going to determine that as a man, what does that mean for you? Success is a part of it, yes, but their success could be owning a farm or having a business. It doesn't matter. He's saying to get to that point, you need focus. Ultimately, that's what he's saying. Just be focused.
Look, we make fun of the girls all the time for saying that they're 10 out of 10s all the time because they say it in their head, I believe I'm a 10 out of 10. No, that's ridiculous because society determines how attractive you are. Society determines how valuable you are. You can't apply that a lot. You can't make fun of the girl, the ugly fat whale who thinks she's a 10 girl boss queen, and then also say a high value man can believe it in his head.
Well, I gave you guys a 10. When you
have a good definition. You talked about some shit, being relatively fit, having a network of people that are very social. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that sounds like
I do. Because here's the thing. For me, I will define it because that will allow you guys to see where I'm coming from when I'm interpreting that.
Yeah, we know where you're coming from, but we have the tweet out there. He doesn't know where he's coming from. He seems a little lost right now. So we're trying to figure out, what exactly he means. But
I think, again, the tweet, I think that's the important part of the tweet is that it allows people to interpret it how they want, and which is why we're talking about it right now. The tweet did
look how quiet Rollo is. He's letting Myron fight his battles for him because he knows he's getting his ass kicked. This is your king. This is how low he stooped to. Can't even defend his own thing. He's got to let buddy boy Myron do it. That's crazy.
I'm giving advice to people. I don't want them to interpret it how they want. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point of my message? If I'm
not giving advice.
So you chime in, and that's the only thing you say. It's advice, bro. You're just making yourself look stupid.
To people, that's the whole point of this. Do you want? It's impossible to put anything out there without people interpreting it as follow these steps. Here's your 12 rules for life, and you're going to live
Didn't you write the 6 rules for? Bro, did you even read your own book you wrote? These are all rules, all advice. You're lying. You give advice, even when you got pressed by Alex from PWF. All right, you were saying, "Oh, Alex is dangerous because he doesn't realize that my advice saves lives." You talk about it on your channel how your advice saves people's lives. There are people who reach out to you every single day saying that whatever bullshit you're spewing is actually saving their lives. You're giving advice. It's just now that you're being pressed, you don't even want to stand on your own word. This is your king. Wow, how far has the mighty fallen?
8 rules for being a high value man. That's literally what your tweet was. Do these things. High value. What is the wording of the tweet? Go back to the tweet itself.
So here's in that wording of the tweet. What's the last part of that?
Resist easing up on your focus. That's an advice. Play to your strength and build wealth. That's an advice. Learn game and networking. That's an advice. Eliminate all sedations. That's an advice. Let's look at the top of your list here. The quickest path to becoming a high-value man. That sounds like you're about to give an advice. Stop lying.
The last one, resist easing up on your focus. Whatever's like, do you want me to insert what you ought to be doing? You ought to be coding. Is that what I should say? You ought to be becoming a professional athlete. I don't know what your fucking strengths are.
You can simplify and say work hard.
Again, so here's the thing. If I say, you know what, you ought to be an NBA player. It doesn't matter if that you're 5'9", fucking stay on your focus and you're going to be the best NBA player you can possibly be.
No, that'd be terrible advice.
That would be absolutely terrible advice because this is advice. That's why. Okay, this is a list that is meant to get so you get an idea of what the fuck it is that you're going to do so that you can become that high value man. Protect yourself. Don't get married. Avoid family creation. Vasectomy. Again, this is over the top shit. Anybody who knows anything about my material, when I throw this out there, they know this is over the top shit.
Oh, wow. So now he's going to bring it back to his own material. And this is what Rollo does all the time. When he gets pressed, he's going to say, well, you didn't read my book. You obviously don't follow me. So you clearly don't understand what I'm trying to say here. You clearly don't understand the deep concept we're trying to promote here. That's what he's doing. That's the easiest deflection. This dude is crazy.
What else on that list?
A fucking fire for douche nozzles.
What else besides the
Shapiro?
I don't want to be a douche nozzle, but what else?
Yeah, besides number 3, what else here is over the top?
Besides vasectomy.
Well, live consistently, okay? Well, what if, some people will say, well, that's vanity, right?
There's no way you agree with that, saying live consistently.
Hold on. For Rollo, it might be. Okay, to be fair.
Guys, see, here's the thing.
But you're missing, are you not hearing anything he's saying? Do you need to blindly agree with him? Because nothing he's saying is making any sense.
Bro.
It's not making any sense to you because you don't understand the concept of the tweet. That's why.
You can't even thoroughly
understand what okay, let me stop here. Did you understand what I was saying about Brandon Carter?
Yeah, he doesn't do his laundry.
But
he's taken everything to this extreme level. Like to a lot of guys, Brandon Carter's not okay, would you agree with me that Brandon Carter is a high value guy?
Sure.
Okay, you know who wouldn't? Ben Shapiro. You know who wouldn't? A lot of other people because
who cares about Ben Shapiro? Who cares? And look at Myron. He's got the hood up now. Y'all see that? Because he's about to get fried. This is the hood of embarrassment. He's putting that up right now.
They think that they're living out their own high value ideal. Do you understand that?
Context.
Like the 350-pound esports player. is living out his ideal of a high value man.
Yeah, whether or not that's working for him is irrelevant to the tweet. When I say, okay, when I'm talking about Brandon Carter, you say you understand that he's taking it to like this extreme level.
How is Ben Shapiro not a high value guy?
Like stay on top of it. Like for Brandon Carter, what do you think Brandon Carter's definition of a high value man is?
Probably the same as mine.
Which is
determined by society. If you have respect from your community, then you are a high value person. If people respect you.
So being pro-social and having people like you and depending on the,
I know you don't agree with him because he's Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro is definitely a high value man.
Okay, but so let's just say let's say
he does. He said so.
You don't think Ben Shapiro's a high value man?
Let's take do I think he is? I don't think he's a high value man.
But, whoa! Ben Shapiro, who makes a fuck ton of money at the Daily Wire, who's married, who has kids. Wait, you think Brandon Carter, someone who's living a life that can't take care of himself, then he pays other people to do it for him? He basically pays some people to wipe his own ass. But here you got another guy who is equally, I would say Ben Shapiro got way more money than Brandon Carter. He's got his own media platforms. He's made it to the mainstream of Fox News way more than you. He's well known more than you. He's not high value, but Brandon Carter is? Yeah, you lying, bro. You lying. You a liar, bro. You just getting exposed really bad. He lying.
Hey, what is his definition? He owns his own business. It's like one of the most successful alt-media platforms in the world. He's married his fucking young sweetheart.
Right. You know who else is not a high value guy? Elon Musk. Let's see. Who else?
Whoa! Elon Musk has more money than you will ever make in your entire life, Rollo. He's not high value? Are you? What? What? Oh, he's coping. This is cope. I'm telling you, this is the end of the red pill. This is the end of the red pill.
Jeff Bezos. All you got to do is just go.
This nigga said Jeff Bezos is not high value. Oh my God. Nigga, wait a minute. Everybody in their mama got Amazon Prime. Everybody. You know what that means? That means everyone in the world who's using Amazon Prime or Amazon Web Services or anything that Amazon owns, including Twitch, you are basically investing your time and money into a platform that Jeff Bezos owns because you value that more than the money in your own pocket or the time that you have. So we're seeing billions of people use his products every single day. He's got value, and the world tells him that every single day. Look at the stock prices of his company. Rollo, this is not looking good, buddy. You're looking like a whole clown.
To do is look at the decisions they made in their personal lives. Okay, how are we going?
Oh, now we got to go to the decisions they made in their personal lives. So in that logic, Donovan Sharp's not a high value man. In that logic, you're not a high value man. So if you're not a high value man, and most of these manosphere guys aren't high value men, because based on your explanation right now, what gives you guys the right to give advice to other men? That's crazy.
To define that. If I'm going to define that,
you haven't. You're the only one who hasn't defined it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the one defining it for fucking Jeff Bezos. I'm not the one defining it for fucking what's
you are. You're doing that right now.
Ben Shapiro.
Whale can think she's a 10 as long as that's how she defines beauty to herself.
Well, you guys just defined. Well, hold on, wait, Sneako. You just defined Brandon Carter as a high value guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that fits your definition of a high value guy, but I will tell you right now that that would not fit the same definition that say Ben Shapiro would have for a high value guy, because he doesn't have his babies on point. He doesn't have this on point. He's not going to church or synagogue every day, right? So to him, he's not necessarily a high value guy.
I don't think what his synagogue has to do with high value. That's like
that's the way that other people would define it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
is that true?
It's not, value is not subjective. When we talk about value, we're usually talking about some sort of exchange in a market.
No,
value is usually what are people willing to do or give for a certain thing. It's not defined by this. If one man is on an island with no other people, there is no value.
Now he's saying people aren't going to get it. No, Rollo, you're not getting it. You're saying Elon Musk is not high value, yet he owns Tesla and he's sending rockets to space. You're saying Jeff Bezos is not high value, yet everyone uses Amazon Web Services, everyone's using Twitch. That's all Bezos. So if these guys aren't high value, these guys with powerful networks, way more powerful networks than you'll ever see in your lifetime sitting on YouTube, What is a high value man then? That's why you have to explain what a high value man means. Because now you're making us look like we're arguing from a place of ignorance, but you're not here to educate us. And the reason why you don't want to educate us because you know that the moment you give your definition of high value man, it's going to be the exact same thing that you're describing that these guys like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, you're saying that they're not. So they just caught you in a lie. And you don't want to admit it. See, this is what happens when Rollo goes and debates people that have sense. And that's what I'm telling you guys, Destiny and Sneako are a very dangerous combination. Just look at how this is crazy. Look how they're just going back and forth and destroying this fool. Rollo, you can't say nothing else until you explain to your audience what a high value man means. You're done. This is the end of the red pill.
No, this one over your head. It's the idea of being high value.
No, there is no idea of being high value.
Here comes Fresh with his dumb ideas. Oh, it's about the idea of being high value. Huh? So when women have ideas of being high value, then you tell them they're wrong, then what makes you right and them wrong? Fresh is stupid.
And if it was anybody else on the show, you guys would be roasting the fuck out of them for saying that's your idea of being high value. You would be roasted. If any of the girls come here, because you do this to girls all the time, so it goes right. They're like, I think I'm a 10. It's like, why? Because I'm so special and blah, blah, blah.
I say you're not special.
I just gave you Brandon Carter as an example. I just gave you Brandon Carter.
Listen, if you're saying Brandon Carter is high value and Jeff Bezos is not, you're a clown. And no one should ever take you seriously in this space ever again. If you are saying that Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, compared to Brandon Carter, a guy who hustles MLM fitness programs on Facebook for a living, is you say Brandon Carter is more high value than Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, you're a clown. You're a clown. There's nothing else to say about it. You're a clown. Because that doesn't make any sense. You can't say somebody who depends on Amazon, like Brandon Carter, someone that probably drives a Tesla or rode in a Tesla, like Brandon Carter, is more high value than the guys that invented the products he's using. Majority of websites use AWS. That's Amazon's cloud services. Hell, when I get training back in my job right now, you gotta know AWS. That's Amazon. That's valuable. He's valuable to companies. People build applications, websites. Fresh and Fit's website right now that they have uses Amazon, probably uses Jeff Bezos products. So you're saying someone who's an internet marketer like Brandon Carter, who I personally think is a fraud, you think he is more high value than the Day of Reckoning? And you notice, the closer we get to the year of vindication, the more attacked we get. All right? They're coming after all of us, people. Everyone who is exposing this bullshit. You see what's happening. You see exactly what's happening. How in the world can you say this? And people are still taking this guy seriously? Oh, Lord.
We can use any single example you want. You could be the 500-pound guy who just does esports, or it can be like Brandon Carter or the top G. Yep. Any one of those guys. The thing still applies.
Andrew Tate is not even remotely close to being high value in terms of money speaking when you compare Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Because if Andrew Tate had Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos money, he wouldn't be online. That's just the cold hard truth. People who make that kind of money, they don't waste their time online. They're the ones who make the rules. Hey, I don't give a fuck. Y'all, you see, YouTube got y'all convinced that this is a legitimate way to make money and this is a business, and all you gotta do is just come up, say something, and people pay you, and it is what it is. You're not running a business here. It can be taken away like that. Chat, haven't I been saying this for the longest time? That's what I'm saying. It's a fool's errand to believe that YouTube is a form of business. It's not how that works. It's not your business. YouTube, there's someone who owns YouTube. That person is high value. Way high value than you can even think of. He's probably on the same level as Bezos and them. Andrew Tate doesn't come close. Andrew Tate dreams of coming close. He can pretend to be that on the internet, but realistically, he can only pretend. The niggas that own basically the internet he's marketing on right now, they're the ones who make the rules. They're high value. They're the world pushers. They're the movers and shakers. Them, not Andrew Tate. He's a bum compared to Jeff Bezos. If you don't believe me, I don't know what else to tell you. If you believe that Andrew Tate is more high value in terms of networks, in terms of work ethic, in terms of value, you are a bozo. They don't even compare. Andrew Tate wishes he was an Elon Musk. Andrew Tate wishes he was a Jeff Bezos. A lot of people wish they were Jeff Bezos. They not high value. See, y'all just too stuck on the internet. Y'all are too stuck on the internet, and they got you brainwashed to believe that these internet people, are the epitome of success. They're not. You guys, oh my God, this is crazy.
All right, look.
Are you better off? Are you better off without the obstructions? Are you better off without the ban?
Everyone here has kind of a different thing. Like me, I've defined it. This is what I think makes you high value. You might have a different take on it. You might, Rollo, you might have a different take on it. I've defined it, and then I took my interpretation off what you said. If you want to get these things, and it makes sense to me, those things that you listed. But I'm seeing here that everyone here kind of has a different interpretation.
Wait, that's not true. All four of us probably roughly agree on what makes you high value.
No, we don't.
The three of us probably do.
Fresh is an idiot. Fresh is an idiot, okay? Every time he opens his mouth, he just makes this look worse.
Said you said you have high value. I don't think
having like some amount of like physical fitness. We all agree that that's decently valuable, correct?
On some level, yeah.
Okay. Having some amount of like social status. So you've got the attention of a lot of people and you're influential. We all agree on that, right? Mm-hmm. Having some amount of financial success, right? You have freedom to take care of your family, retire if you want to, even at an early age. We all agree with that, right?
Okay.
And having some level of success with your family and friends, right? We all roughly agree on that, right?
Okay.
If you have those four things in check, you're probably a high value man.
No, it's more than that. See, here's what he's saying. I can add more to it because for me, in my head, what high value is way more than that. To you, that might be important, but to me, it's not. That's not everything.
What's a key component missing from what I said?
Is a high value guy the guy that marries somebody from a foreign country and brings her over here so she can get citizenship? Because that's your family dynamic. My family dynamic is different than that. Does that make me high value or low value?
Exactly.
But we don't know that, Rollo, because you don't know. You haven't explained to us what a high value man is. So until you explain what a high value man is, for all we know, a passport bro could be a high value man. A guy who goes overseas to get a wife and bring them over here, they could be considered high value because you haven't given us a definition of what a high value man is. So if you haven't given us that definition, how the fuck are we supposed to know? You're saying, oh, if I go overseas and bring another wife home, does that make me high value then? We don't know because you haven't given us a definition of what a high value man is. Silly. See, I'm telling you, man, they are being exposed right in front of us, and it's hilarious.
It's going to depend on the person.
If I'm in a heterosexual marriage for 27 years and not in a polycule or some shit, like it's like some people will say you're high value because you do that.
No, because you haven't explained to us what a high value man is. So from my perspective, I think you being married for 27 years, maybe that's not high value. I think the fact that Donovan Sharp is planning on getting married, maybe he's not high value. Because compared to what you guys have been preaching online, it's a little different. Y'all want to go ahead and bang all these other chicks and get money while you over here living the opposite lifestyle. So based off of what they've been preaching online, like Myron and all of them, you're not high value. You're the one stuck in a 27-year, potentially sexless relationship. I mean, why is a guy who's in a 27-year marriage always on YouTube? Like, you not have any other responsibilities? The fact that your wife is post-wall when you met her, that makes you a low-value man. So until you give us a proper explanation of what a high-value man is, Rollo Tomasi, your argument is stupid.
People will say, Rollo, you can't be red pill because you're married. Or you can't be married because you're red pill. Okay. And suddenly I'm blue pill because I'm actually in a relationship where it's like clothes on her end, clothes on her end and clothes on my end. But if I go and I talk to the top G or I talk to somebody who's like in an open relationship, is that guy high value because of that? I'm not.
Tell us what a high value man means. And then we'll answer that question for you. Because you just said in the same breath that Andrew Tate is a high-value man. So by your definition, it makes you a beta. No, it makes you the Walmart brand. It makes you great value. That's what you are. You're a great value person. That's what it is. All right? Because if you're saying that someone like Brandon Carter, who isn't married, who doesn't have kids, but has his every whims pampered because he pays for it and has all the money, By definition, you're not that. So you're low value. Like, what are you talking about?
This is not a judgment call. I'm just saying that the definition is going to be different. Even if you have all those things, even each one of those things that you just mentioned is still it's still subject to the context. I agree with what you said, Destiny. What I'm saying is that from within each one of those attributes, people are going to have something wildly different. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to use that for blog fodder and topics to go and do quick hit videos on, because they just want click through rate.
There we go. And guys, this is where you actually have to pay attention, because they are coming after reaction channels now. A lot of these red pill guys, they are sick and tired of us clowning them. They don't like us. They don't like what we're doing. So they'll either try to cancel you or they'll try to get you demonetized, because they know, even Rollo has a foresight to know that we were going to react to this video. He has a foresight. That's why listen, a lot of these red pillars now, they're going to be heavily targeting reaction channels. So every reaction channels that goes ahead and reacts to these content creators that are butthurt, be very careful. Pearl just got me demonetized. She got me demonetized. She'll get y'all demonetized too. That's just how it is. So they'll send us mass flagging, or they'll sign a form to YouTube and tell them, hey, YouTube, this person is reusing my content. It's against your policy, even though it falls exactly in line with what YouTube says it does. And they'll take you down, because they are realizing that reaction channels are having the power to hold them accountable where their partners won't. So you see how he's saying, oh, the blogs, the blog channels. The blog channels. Yeah, that's right. You guys are going to do a hit piece. It's all hit pieces. Pearl's saying the same thing. Hit pieces there. Hit pieces there. What is a hit piece? No one is doing hit pieces. We're criticizing your own words. We're telling you. Pay attention. They're coming for us, people. They're coming for all of us. And I find this hilarious. Right? I find it so hilarious. Oh, my God. Y'all wait. Oh, man. Hey, Parley, just letting you know, if this is how dirty you want to play, oh, we gonna get dirty. We gonna get real dirty, bruh. That just is what it is. It's about to get really bad for you. Your channel's gonna be gone. Guaranteed. All this shit that you did is fake. It's false. You getting Anton to copyright strike my shit, and when that didn't work, you're gonna try to petition YouTube to demonetize me? It's a wrap. You're done. Your channel's gone, and you're not even gonna miss it. Why? Because you weren't even getting views anyways. So congratulations, because you about to find out how dirty we can get. Like, we don't have access to like real shit that can fuck your shit up. Just say, just keep that in mind. So any of y'all people that they gonna do this to, hit me up. We'll talk. I got a game plan for these fools.
For something like that.
What would we say about women? If we say, what is a high value woman?
You tell me, man. It's like, again, this is the definition.
Bro, this is like your wheelhouse. This is your chance to steamroll.
I don't think you understand why wheelhouse is. Quite honestly, I don't think you do.
Red pill shit. Isn't that what you do?
Your
so you
name is the rational male.
Yeah, a high value woman is.
I don't talk about high value women, dude. In fact, if anything, I said there's no such thing as a quality woman, because it's an ideal that guys have in their heads.
There's no such thing as a quality woman?
No such thing as a quality woman, because...
Wow. This dude is... Wow.
Guys have this... The quality woman is an ideal, but we can talk about that when
The quality woman is an ideal. The quality woman is ideal. Whoa. Whoa. So then what the fuck is the point of teaching men? What do you... Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. I knew it. I knew it. Y'all are sus. All of y'all are sus. What is the point of getting all of these men in one space to try to talk about women and tell the truth, and y'all are just saying there's no such thing as equality women? So why are you gathering all these men around y'all? Like, what's the point of having a congregation of a lot of men around you guys if y'all don't even believe in women anymore? Wait a minute, bruh. And y'all can't deny, there's been a lot of such shit that has been going on in this space for a long time. All right, there's been some sus ass agenda going on in the space with a lot of these folks, and now he's saying that no, that's the mask is off. Ain't no such thing as a quality woman. That means the woman I'm married to, yeah, fuck her. She ain't quality. I'm married to a hoe. That's what you're saying, right? You've been married for 27 years, so you would rather spend your time with a bunch of men, fuck the women. I knew y'all was sus on a level, bro. I knew it. I knew it. There's only... Hey! It's the only way that makes sense. That's why, listen, I always found the unnatural hatred y'all had for women. I just found it so weird. Because, listen, I done been married. I done been divorced. All right, I done been through the system. So I already know. But you see me coming out with this angry, spiteful thing against women? No, most people would even look at me and wouldn't even tell that I went through all that bullshit with women. Why? Because I actually genuinely don't hate women. And if you genuinely don't hate the opposite sex, it shows in your character. So listen, I have fun with women. Listen, that's why I can't hate women, because every time I'm around women, all right, I got them at my crib, I'm meeting them out and about, I'm always having fun, because women can be fun, all right? So, y'all just sitting there with the anger. I never understood that, but now I get it. Y'all really don't like women. That's why y'all built the space to surround yourself by all these men. And it makes sense, because you know how you'll see these beautiful women that have come on, some of them will come on the podcast and whatnot, and these very same men will call them ugly. Yet they will call another man good looking. I'm on to the schemes now. I am on to what y'all are up to. There is no such thing as a quality woman, Rollo. Is that what you're saying? Then I guess fuck your wife, right? She's an unqualified hoe. That's what you're trying to say to us. Why be in a marriage of 27 years if your wife, you're saying, if there's no such thing as a quality woman, why marry her for 27 years if she's not quality? Well, why are you even still with her? What would she say if she saw this video? You just said that out of your mouth. There's no such thing as a quality woman. You've been married for 27 years. What about Donnie Boy? He's your best friend. You were backing him up with this Albert Priest nonsense. He's marrying Devin. So she's not quality too? Because there's no such thing as a quality woman? Huh? What? You see how the narrative starts to break down? Y'all are paying attention to this. The narrative is breaking down. When you push these guys and you bring reality with you, the narrative breaks down. It's over with. Done. Finito. They can't do anything else but lie. And these guys are so shameless, they'll lie even against their own ideology and lifestyle. I'm glad this got exposed. Bruh, Sneako and Destiny are a dangerous combination. Let's continue.
I get there. But the thing is like when you're building a relationship or when you have this idea in your head, you want to know why guys get into so much fucking trouble in their marriages? It's because of that ideal.
You've been married for 27 years.
Every guy who ever got married thought that she was the best fucking thing in the world. Otherwise, he wouldn't got married to her. And then until he gets across the divorce table from her, now she's a fucking evil monster.
That's woman ever. You genuinely don't think that there's quality women in the world?
I think that there are women who have different attributes than others that match very well with guys. Sure, there are good clicks, of course. But the thing is like the idea of the quality woman is an ideal that guys have that gets them into a lot of trouble. That's why they're in love with the ideal, not the actual person.
Well,
That's
there are
why
high value men, but there aren't high value women.
I'm not saying that I said there aren't high value men and there aren't high value women. Okay.
Whoa. So all of a sudden, there's no such thing as a high value man. Yo, this is getting worse. Rollo, this is not looking good, buddy.
It just depends on who we're talking about.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about, bro.
I don't know either.
I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
I get what he's saying, but
I feel like I need to do mushroom.
Yeah, of course, Fresh, you know what he's saying because you're an idiot. Only stupid people understand what stupid people are saying. I don't speak stupid, so we don't know what he's saying.
before I come on the show. That's what it feels like, the kind of conversation we're having right now.
No, you know what it is, Destiny? Is you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, now we got to go to shaming because Rollo can't even answer his own point. Now he's got to go to Destiny and say, Destiny, you don't know what you're talking about. Look how mad he is. This is why he can't debate people, and he's scared of debating people outside his network because this is what happens. He gets looked like a fool. All the shit he's been preaching for decades, gone. Down the drain. I'm telling you right now, this is the end of the red pill. At least this is the beginning of the end of the red pill.
On any of this, and I'm surprised because you write about this all the time. You wrote a whole book about it. People that really respect it, and I have no idea.
You guys might be confused because I'm the one that says there's no such thing as a high value woman. A woman that's a woman gets her value directly from a man that she gets in a relationship with, because all women have value, but not all men have value.
Time out. That's not what your daddy just said. Myron, you're coping right now. That's why you got the hood up. This is the coping hood. You got to put the hood cope on. Got to cope for Master Rollo.
Women don't have the same value.
Well,
don't even think about it. You know that's not true. If I give you a woman with 100 bodies and a woman with 0 bodies, if I give you one that's 500 pounds, if I give you one with 5 kids,
here's my thing. Okay, here's my thing, because I've said this before.
I know men must become and women are. I know you're about to do this speech. But I'm just saying there are some women that are better than others.
I wasn't going to say that. Of course. But all women have value to some level, but not all men have value because men have to build their shit up. So what I'm saying is that a high value woman
That's not even true.
A high value woman gets her value from being with a high value man.
I don't even think that's true. All men have value to some extent.
The metric of success for a female is being able to get the best man that they can get.
And men can build and
this right here is what makes me think that Myron is eventually, because once the pressure starts getting to Myron and a lot of these guys, it's over with. It's gonna be over with. That's what's gonna start happening because he's gonna have to dump Rollo. Because the fact that he's caping for Rollo right now, it's making Myron look stupid. Look how dumb Myron sounds trying to make Rollo sound good. Make it make sense.
do things. In places like China, where you're limited to the amount of children, what do? They opt for boys. Because they can go out and work and fucking get jobs and shit and do things around the fucking house or whatever, right?
Yeah, the fucking 1980s. The one child policy hasn't been around since the mid 90s, dude.
Sure, but when it was grossly favoring the birth of boys because you could do more with boys than you could with women. Just the idea that like
that was a prescription until they and now they're facing the consequences of that.
True. Well, so is Japan. That's a super homogenous.
That's one situation. Like, okay, you're using China, but let's be honest here. Why does it say women and children off the boat first, not men? Women have always had. No, yeah, it's a chivalry thing, but why is that? Because if you have 100 women and one guy, you can still continue society. But if you have 100 men and one woman, we're fucked.
Women are the vulnerable sex, and men are the disposable sex. That's why.
Shut up, Rollo. Shut up. You gotta have Myron fight your battles, and he's not even winning. Shut up. You're done. Your credibility's over with. In one interview, you're done. Fucking dummy.
Have value inherently. So what I'm saying is this. Since every woman has value, for a woman to be high value, she's got to be able to lock down a high value guy. There's a reason why women take a man's last name and not the other way around. Women, when they meet each other and hug,
no, the reason is because of Christianity and religion. I don't know if you noticed, Myron. Listen, a lot of the traditional values we're preaching out here, it came from Judeo-Christian values. And where did that come from? It came from Judaism, which includes Islam. It includes Christianity, Catholicism, all the different branches of the major religions we see today that people are modeling their life after right now came from that. Y'all are just retwisting history to suit your needs. That's how I know y'all are stupid.
First thing they ask typically is, oh, do you have a man? Do you have a relationship? Tell me about your kids, etc. When two men meet, what do? Shake hands. What do you do for a living? Men are judged on creating value. Women are judged on creating children, typically. Now, are there some women out there that chase success and making money, whatever? Sure, but that is not the main goal of a female. The main goal of a female from a biological sense is to procreate. For a woman to procreate, she's got to be with a man. Typically, they want the best guy. For a man to procreate, he's got to create excess resources to be able to attract that woman. So what we bring to the table is different. And what I would argue,
I don't disagree with any of that, but there are high value women, and they're probably high value men.
I think a woman's only high value if she could lock down a high value guy. That's my take.
Okay, well at least you have a definition.
That's my definition on it. Which again, I see all of us here at the table have different opinions, which is great. But that's my take on it. Like with a high.
Yeah, but that's not Rollo's take. You're just trying to make your take sound like Rollo's take, and Rollo can't say shit because he knows his take is dumb. This is coping to a different level.
Value man, a high value.
No. I mean, what?
Shut up, Rollo.
what you want me to say is a woman who has a low body count, who is, a girl from the Amish Dutch country in Pennsylvania, who's never, known another man, doesn't have any social media. I mean, there's a lot of ways we can go with this, but
you have said that, Rollo, on Fresh and Fit's podcast multiple times, talking to these 304s that they have up there. You can't lie about that now, because your audience have seen you on the platform multiple times. So they don't want you to say it because you've already said it.
Again, it's those are ideals. Okay.
Yeah, the other ideals are important because ideals are what we strive for. An ideal is the whole.
And those ideals are also what lead us astray, which is why this list is fucking useful. That's why.
Lead us astray.
So if it's useful but it's not advice, what would you call it then, Rollo? If the list you put out there is useful but you wouldn't call it advice, then what is it? If it's useful to the point people are going to be able to apply it into their lives, but then you're not calling it advice, then what would you call it? This is how dumb like a lot of these red pillars sound.
Ideals lead you into a better life. That's the whole point of an ideal. It's the best version of yourself. You're never going to be the best version of yourself, but the path to being the best version of yourself.
Every guy who ever thought he found his fucking soulmate, who ended up on the opposite side of the fucking divorce table from her, had a fucking ideal about that.
You are in a 27-year relationship. You have an ideal about your wife right now. You fucking hypocrite.
Sure, and every man that dies happily surrounded by his family who had a long...
Oh, yes, I know. The pastoral scene with everybody fought, well, yeah, we're surrounded by his family. You know what? You know that like 90% of the population of the United States doesn't die like that.
Now you're gaslighting. And you're right. 90% of the population, they probably die alone.
Actually die in assisted living, and nobody knows about it until the next morning.
Okay, as opposed to you, who was tweeting about dying in his motorbike in an accident. Okay, dude.
You said you wanted to black
metal. That is a fucking fantasy.
Let me hit these chats real fast.
We got another show coming up,
and that's pretty much it. Now they got to skip and do the whole chat and whatnot. But yeah, that's it, bro. That's the show, and I'm glad we covered it because this is the start of the downfall of the red pill, and I'm very excited to see this because this is what we've been talking about this whole time. A lot of these red pillars, they've been lying to grift for money, and that's it. And now, like, a lot of people are waking up in the form of Sneako, and you got Destiny combo. It's destroying a lot of their ideas. And the longer this goes along, the more they get exposed. This is the beginning of the end of the red pill. And Rollo Tomasi, as soon as he goes down, credibility out the window, it's done deal. People who are still listening to him at this point, they've been officially brainwashed. That's how that works. It's over with. The red pill is done. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I got for you today. We're probably going to cover some more tomorrow. But yeah, right now I'm being canceled again by Just Pearly Things. So unfortunately, yeah, they got my channel demonetized. So I'm going to appeal to YouTube and get them going. But realistically, I really don't care. I really don't care. I'm going to have to appeal to it because some of y'all did pay for memberships and you paid to get something out of it. But what this has definitely taught me, that even though you follow the rules and you play the game by it, YouTube still isn't it. And this should be an eye-opener for a lot of people who are seeing YouTube as a business, right? It's not a business because at any point in time, they could take away your shit like that and you have nothing. So stop listening to these bozos online. Stop buying their courses and actually invest in something in the real world. I think what I'm going to start doing, a lot of my main things, I'm probably just going to go to Patreon now. And like, I'm just going to say, fuck YouTube. Like, that's literally where I'm leaning towards right now. Because I always thought, okay, what am I going to do with Patreon and whatever it is like that? All my 2 years I've been doing this, haven't done it. But like, realistically, if you guys are going to pay for content, like some of you guys who are members, I actually feel bad because you guys did that for a reason, right? And that's your money that now it's not even getting well spent because like some of y'all who are members, there's no badges are gone, all that stuff's gone, all the hard work we've done, finito. All right, so yeah, you best believe we're definitely gonna appeal this, but YouTube is no longer gonna be the only game in town anymore. It is what it is. They fucked up. It is what it is. And over time, the more they start doing these stupid shit like this, the worse it's gonna get for them. It's already happened to Twitch. There's an apocalypse happening where people are leaving. Rumble and some of these other platforms are gonna be a new big thing, and I think it's high time I jumped on that wave. So with that being said, shout out to you guys for being here. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you spend some time with us, and I appreciate that. So with that being said, catch you guys on the next one. Peace.